Yo, apparently there was some AEW wrestlers backstage at WWE WrestleMania. We got to talk about it. Also, in addition to that, Nightmare Factory, Cody Rhodes, Arn Anderson. There's so much stuff happening. We're covering it all in today's video. As always, I'm going to keep you updated 7 days a week. So go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you can, I would greatly appreciate it. Maybe you could hit a crossroads on that like button. I don't know. Let's just destroy that thing. Guys, let's get into it. The Nightmare Factory will continue to go on. Cody Rhodes did confirm this at the media scrums this past weekend for WrestleMania 38. Now, you might be wondering, how is this possible? A lot of people were telling me in the comments before that Nightmare Factory was developmental for AEW, and I said, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Guess what? Cody Rhodes even said, no, it's not. Cody Rhodes actually came out and said that Nightmare Factory is not a fast track to any specific company, and I think this is absolutely wonderful. So if you guys don't know, Nick Hausman from Wrestling Inc. actually asked the question to Cody Rhodes. I just think this is a wonderful question. These are the types of things that people actually want to know about at these media scrums, all right? And what's really cool here is that Cody Rhodes provides this update. He says, the Nightmare Factory has never been connected with anywhere, so I want them all. A lot of them think it's a fast track to a wrestling company, and I understand why. But people have gotten called up. But I try to tell them it's a fast track to just learning how to make money in sports entertainment and pro wrestling. Now, this is really cool. Obviously, Nightmare Factory is headed by Cody Rhodes and his best friend QT Marshall. But also, you have known, if you've watched Nightmare Factory, there's been a lot of people that came up from Nightmare Factory working AEW Dark and whatnot. I know in this picture, it actually might be hard to tell, but all the way on the right, that's actually Preston Vance with the comb-over hairstyle. Preston Vance, a.k.a. 10 from the Dark Order. Nightmare Factory has a lot of potential to do great things in pro wrestling, and if I'm WWE, I would try to take advantage of that. You know, obviously this isn't a vehicle to one certain company, but the idea that WWE, you know, they got the Next in Line program with collegiate athletes, they got NXT, the Performance Center. By the way, it is not uncommon, for those who didn't know, it's not uncommon for a pro wrestler in WWE to have a wrestling school. We've heard it time and time again. Tyler Breeze actually had, he still has it, but he has a training school when he was in WWE. Sean Spears, aka Ty Dillinger, also had a training facility together, and they were both working for separate companies. So this is not an issue. I don't think this is a concern, and it's really cool to see that Cody Rhodes has actually offered some clarification. Again, it was a great question by Nick Hausman. This is the type of stuff that people want to know about. Now we got to move over. We got to talk about it. Arn Anderson says he is in limbo without Cody Rhodes now that Cody Rhodes has left the television program. In fact, Arn Anderson said on the ad-free show's exclusive episode of Ask Arn Anything, he says, I am at AEW TV every week, as is Brock. We're kind of in limbo, as you can imagine, but we're there. Brock has had some matches on AEW Dark. Hope everybody is finding those and supporting him in that venture. It really is the best way and only way to get some reps in and be televised. It's just a different vehicle, and you have to go get it, being on YouTube. Guys, here's the thing. Arn Anderson, there is not an excuse that is accepted here. Cody Rhodes is gone. We knew that Cody Rhodes has been gone for the last month and a half or so, but Arn Anderson is still not doing anything on AEW television. And, you know, there's a lot of people not being used in AEW, and there's a lot of signings coming in. And I'm not going to sit here, and we're not going to do this tribalism bullshit. What we're going to do is state facts. Arn Anderson is no longer managing Cody Rhodes. That is a fact. Now, there are a lot of people not being used. That is a fact. I just think it's easy if you really, really want to put somebody over, put Arn Anderson with them. And I get it. It's a tough situation because Brock Anderson is not necessarily ready. But, you know, if you watched ROH Supercard of Honor this past week, we saw that Arn Anderson has potentially a feud if he chooses. Because now Tully Blanchard Enterprises now has the Gates of Agony. And, of course, you got to talk about his new solo guy, Brian Cage. And I think that is going to be absolutely wonderful for Brian Cage. It's going to be absolutely cool to see what they do with Brian Cage. If I'm Arn Anderson, maybe I start recruiting some guys to lead this new faction. I don't know. To me, I just think they need to do something with Arn Anderson. There's no reason why you have Arn Anderson in your company. And, you know, you got Sean Spears and Tully. You don't know what the hell's going to happen there now. It's crazy. It's crazy. And what's even crazier is that there's a lot of people that could benefit from having Arn as their coach and actually traveling with him and actually being with him. And, like, you know, it's going to enhance the character so much. I think that's what helped Cody Rhodes in AEW for sure. Having everybody together, it was a real unit. Now, speaking of Cody Rhodes, guys, we got to talk about this. This is some very, very interesting stuff. I know this is going to make people mad, but don't get mad. Cody Rhodes apparently had some AEW people backstage at WrestleMania. Now, it's not just Cody who confirmed it. By the way, Cody did confirm QT Marshall was backstage inside the bus with him and Brandy and the family. He talked about this in the WrestleMania behind the scenes thing. A lot of people had shown up, obviously. It seems like a lot of people in WWE actually knew Cody was going to be there from a high level, right? Nick Khan, Bruce Pritchard, Vince, probably John Laurinaitis if I had to assume. Triple H knew that Cody was there because Triple H was actually confirmed to be the last one going into the bus for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes actually confirmed he just kind of expected a handshake, and they actually hugged it out. You know, Cody did actually mention that Triple H was his favorite wrestler. And, Triple H retiring, it sucks because there would be obviously a beautiful storyline there. But that's not where it ends at. What's actually really interesting is that we're actually, this is really interesting, right? The rapper Wale tweeted on Twitter, "I seen some elite people backstage too, but that is not any of my business. I'm just telling the people who act like it's real pressure there is real pressure between these companies." Now, when Wale tweets this out, this is not actually a shocker because a lot of people, they get into this wrestling, they get into this wrestling tribalism stuff. I think there is, you could sit here and talk about this wrestling war and whatnot, but these guys are friends with each other, man. And I was seeing clips of Wale Mania, by the way, which was taking place during WrestleMania weekend. You got Jade Cargill, Carmelo Hayes from NXT. You got everybody coming together, regardless of the company. This whole thing needs to stop, bro. Wrestling is absolutely sick. I find it so odd that people are so into just waving the flag for one company versus the other. Like, I think everybody is literally doing something cool. AEW wrestlers being backstage at WrestleMania, I actually think that's a cool thing. Yes, they're there to support their friends. I don't have confirmation if it's Bryan Danielson or Andrade, but obviously you can assume with Charlotte and, the Bellas obviously, being there to support Hall of Fame and all of these different things. It shouldn't be a shocker to anybody. But yeah, Wale even confirmed that he's seen some elite people. Now, who it may be, I don't know, but we know QT Marshall was there. And look, man, wrestling is very exciting. I'm glad that people are into it. I'm glad that people enjoy it. But I said it on my live stream, live on the Ango Show. We're going to keep things positive. We're going to keep things moving. We're going to keep things cool. And I'm excited. Just in genuine, I'm feeling genuine excitement because that is where wrestling is headed right now. There's a boom period, I feel like. And we're going to keep rocking on. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What does this all lead to? We'll find out soon.